cultism in school usually leads to academic lobotomization. Yes, apostlefashion. Yeah, like academic betray. See?
What does betray mean, sir?
Okay, for example, the time a student was supposed to be in the class, they are outside for making trouble, constituting nuisance. And this set of people now will go to the society, and then that will result to even a social stupor and phantasmagoria, economic quagmire and squalor. You are laughing. I was able to achieve this feat because I did not involve in activities that will tarnish my image. I knew God was not true with me yet. The only way to tell God thank you is to engage in activities that are pure.
Only way to tell God thank you is to engage in activities that are pure.
Yeah. And when they involve in politics, my brother, when they involve in politics, that will spell apolitical, holabalu, and bugabu. Some of them usually drop out of school, and then politicians use them as tools. You know, they empower them with some arsenals to win the election. So after the election, they lead them with these tools. These are people that constitute nuisance. Understand? So these people have actually absolutely resolved to bastardize the cultural nobility and the social credibility of our people, Edo people. You understand? So we cannot continue to fold our hands akibos and let it go worse. The good ones, thank God for this movement, right? Nobody can save us but us. It's only a foolish optimism that will deny the obvious realities of the moment. Constituted by this whole cult groups. For those who still keep intimidating, for those who still keep commenting, causing all kind of insecurity here and there, may the specter of illegitimacy and bastard hang on their heads by the sword of Damocles. That's all I have to say.
What would you classify to be these reasons that have excited some of these young persons to go associate themselves with cult groups?
The greatest of them all is the promise for power and influence. Promise for power and influence. They believe once they belong, they become popular, they can intimidate, they can victimize people. You see, they forget that the power they are talking about is shallow and a kind of a hollow power, a phantom, an illusion that is tantamount to obnoxious debacle. Right?
What does that mean, Lao?
Brother, my interlocutor, I appreciate you.
We want to specially appreciate you for the effort you have been using to follow our show on this podcast. So this is Matter Arising podcast with Peaceful Edo Movement. And today we would be talking about something that is very important. And we have somebody who is going to give us a case study based on the experience he had while he was in his institution at school those days. So now there is a challenge that is facing our state, and that is cultism. It has hit so deep into the core of our educational system, whereby you now find students who are supposed to be pursuing academic fortune, they are now pursuing other attempts to becoming cultists, and this is not the way to go. So in the least for us to add our voice and advocate to make sure that all these are curbed, that's why we brought somebody into the studio today so he can tell us some of the experience he had while he was in school and the challenges that he got from seeming cultists, and how he was able to navigate across his political journey without involving himself in cultism or cult-related matters. So this is going to be an advisory, it's going to be an advocacy, and it's going to be an informative episode. So I wanted to follow as we welcome in the show today, Imade Endurance. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
I celebrate you.
Honorable Stewart.
Hell yeah, welcome. God bless you. So you're looking so great, man. I like the color of your suit. The combination makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Maybe you give me when we are done.
No problem. If you can pay.
If I can pay, so I have to pay.
I got this from Turkey.
Turkey?
Yes. $20,000.
What if I go to chicken to get it?
Chicken?
Since you got from Turkey,
I'm not of that.
All right, you're welcome. We had to thank you to be the person that we have to bring for this episode based on the topic that I want to discuss today. And we know you made a whole lot of positive attempts with all your political journey while you were in the University of Benin. And I'm very sure you also had challenges, you had threats, you had a lot of setbacks when it comes to people drawing you back to wanting you to come and join a particular group that is not supposed to add to the aim of your political journey. So we just want to get an overview of what this was all about and how you were able to navigate. So to start, let us know how your school life was. First of all, before we start going into details, how was your school life for you while you were in school?
Okay, I must still have to relate it to cultism, right? But my time in school as a student, I didn't play the politics that was laced in fear. I didn't play the politics that was lubricated in intimidation, but a politics that was it kind of inspired that vision that was ignited by passion to leave an enduring and admirable legacy for posterity to appreciate and adore, right?
Oui.
Yes, avant traversed the hallowed but perilous uh, terrain, perilous corridor of school politics, and was not being explained by a court group. It was not a feat by accident, but it was a kind of a conscious, a kind of um, let me say, a conscious and meticulous philosophical orientation from my childhood, from cradle to adulthood, right? That was how I was able to navigate those terrains, those turtles and the difficult terrains while I was in school, right? I grew up in Upper Warri. Of course, we also boosted my kind of morals, my sagacity, the way I react, the way I relate with people, the way I respond to things. So if I want to talk about my school life, we behold. Actually, I was in school. I had to drop out while I was in 300 level, and I started over again. So I actually spent about almost 8 years in school, studying accounting. And I had to stay in a custody. The name, custody. That's I reached there, right? It's a name that carries weight in harsh conversation. That's the name, the custody. When you measure that name, and every knee shall bow. You understand? So I stayed there for 8 years, and the first hostel I stayed, I was the caretaker. I looked at another hostel, I was the caretaker. All my life, I've been leading, at a first child, in school. I've always been a leader. While in school, I actually trained myself. All right. When I was a tutor, taking 100 level, 200 level, echo, accounting. I was also a teacher at the secondary school, Boiling Points.
At that same time?
That was after when I gained admission the second time, right? So I was not a teacher. I was taking accounting, economics, marketing, etc. I was also a tutor taking those preparing for GCE.
Oh, yeah.
At city class lecture. So I did some
class too.
yes, it's not a city class, right? I taught there for a while. So I did all of this. But what actually built me, right, was where I grew up. And the fact that while my uncle was alive, I used to go to Warri. In Warri, no matter how small a child is, you can't intimidate that child. Oh.
I know this story.
He will never bust your wings and caprices. Never. You understand? They're these, they are dogged and rugged people. You understand? That was one. I don't know if I should just continue because that one. Okay, that was why. You see, another thing that helped me to skate through was me participating in politics. As a university student, we used to say, greatest of the greatest university student, greatest Bobo, greatest Bagbas, greatest Big B. The I can never be intimidated university students. You understand that I say? The ever dog university students, the ever rugged university students. All these things were fueling our passion to push further, irrespective of who's all this God. We're always speaking truth to power. So even cut this down, not even. They were. I was just seeing them as normal humans because I've lived with them. Yes, now they understand. So, but then that was a lie. But there's a particular secret I will also want to share. I was told then while I was growing up that cultists don't usually buy. Let me not use the word. They don't usually buy the Jews. They usually buy. They will just intimidate them, beat them, stuff like that. So that actually sink into me. So that while I was in school, when they say gay, I would say gay. Their weapon is the still fear. Yes, I'm not expecting person. And then when you just check, man, you become their APM machine. They will oppress you. They will suppress you. You will be repressed. You understand? So now coming to why I never joined cult group. First of all, academia ethos frown out students who beat their drum to celebrate cultism or even participate in it. Most of the times, most of them were rusticated. I have cases of two persons in my hostel. Like I said, I was skeptical in my hostel, so that one of them had to run away from the house because of other group. They were a kind of a clash. And ever since then, he did not come back. He was just in 200 level. And one went to rob and he was caught. So things like this were there. And the fact that we were skated, like I said, was one of the other reasons I never wanted. And I said I will never. You understand? You see, these people, they are shadowy dogmatism, right? They are clandestine tactics. They are kind of philosophical hooks. They are kind of, should I say, rebellions, extravaganza, and
What believe?
yeah, believe be or Tioman, exactly where you get there about that star. So all this is the kind of a portmanteau to substantiate the fact that any student who nurtured the idea, who the thought, who marry the ideology, or even romance the intent, understand, is kind of spelling an intellectual cowardice. You understand? Because it's like you want to just cut your life short. You understand? The day you signed to become a cultist, that same day you signed a dead warrant. True or false, my brother?
I don't know, but
You don't know. So, my brother, in case you are not aware, you know, I don't want to go into my political. Though let me just. See, in school, all my life in school, I was a politician. Only in my final year, I had 9 positions. Right, 9 positions.
in 1 year or throughout the school,
Only 1 year. If I had 1 year, that year, you know, and then I was class rep from 100 level to final year. No answer. When you are a class rep, you're not expected to participate in other things and stuff like that. It's in our constitution. But me, I already a rugged comrade, you know. But I don't like in that word comrade. So in final year, I was the class rep, right? I was a president national union of Benin students, the Uniben chapter, and I was also the national president. You understand? So I was the chairman, prize monitoring and control committee chairman. Where even though it was led by the protest that was orchestrated by not just concentrated by the management. Let's not use the because it was a well-deserved protest. You know, I was the director of my faculty leader. I was the alignment chairman of faculty of management science that has about 8 departments. You understand? I was the house leader of Nwasa Parliament. I was the director of political affairs, Nigerian University, Accounting Student Association. Just name them. That was only in Nigeria. Yes, 1 year. I was just everywhere. And you know that based on these my activities in Uniben, till this very moment, the influence still linger. You know, whenever I'm in a crowd, some persons girls walk up to me, Gisa. So we say, my leader, you know, my pastor people used to call me my leader. You understand? And then some will say Mandi, I will know that it's based on SCG, those that call me Mandi is based on SCG. So these things have actually shifted me and even helped me after school. That to this very moment, I don't think I chase jobs. You understand? There's no notable politician I didn't pay cost visible, even though I wasn't sharing these things on Facebook. I didn't want to be, there was no office I didn't beat. Is it the governor? Is it even the Oba beneath there? You know, but then it was before he became the Oba. That was but every other person. And so currently, I even got a federal government job. I got a state government job. Private jobs. I just the parkour, my brother. That I the parkour. It's grace. You understand? It's grace. But in all, I was able to achieve this feat because I did not involve in activities that will tarnish my image. I knew God was not true with me yet. The only way to tell God thank you is to engage in activities that are pure. You understand? Let's not forget that.
The only way to tell God thank you is to engage in activities that are pure.
Yes. You understand that statement, right? And let's not also forget that, you see, cultism is cool. usually leads to academic lobotomization. Yes, and fashion. Yeah, like academic betray. See,
What does betray mean, sir?
okay, for example, the time a student was supposed to be in the class, they are outside fomenting trouble, constituting nuisance. And this set of people now will go to the society, and then that will result to even a social stupor and phantasmagoria, economic quagmire and squalor. You are laughing. I'm being real. And when they involve in politics, my brother, when they involve in politics, I will spell a political holabalu and bugabu. You are laughing. Okay, so why? Why did I say that? See, some of them usually drop out of school, and then politicians use them as tools. You know, they empower them with some arsenals to win election. So after the election, they lead them with these tools. These are the people that constitute nuisance. The insecurity we are talking about today, majority of these things are constituted by this set of people. You understand? Can we continue to fold our hands? No. So these people have done more harm than good. Edo State used to be a place of peace. When we were growing up, my grandfather spent 110 years. We used to come out by we used to come outside in the nights, during moon, when there's moon. He'll be telling us stories. Try it this time around. Try it this time around. Yes, that's what we call folk tales, right? Try this time around, maybe you win. You understand? So these people have actually absolutely resolved to bastardize the cultural nobility and the social credibility of our people, Edo people. They understand? So we cannot continue to fold our hands archiballs and let things go worse. The good ones, thank God for this movement, right? We speak, we enlighten. Those that are not willing to retrace their steps, we fall them to. If I see anybody I suspect you are a cultist, you are going, no. You understand? You are going because they don't more, like I said before, they don't more harm than good. Nobody can save us but us. You understand? We cannot continue to fold our hands. Like some philosophers do say, people like Mantedunda Kings and the like, that evil exists not because of the balance of the bad people, because of the silent or the good people. Understand? Even though I just Pantone to your boys, yes, I just Pantone. And then we cannot, like I used to say, then we cannot, it is better to die on our feet than to live on our knees. Probably we are living on our knees. You understand? It's only a foolish optimism that would deny the obvious realities of the moment. Constituted by this whole cult groups. You understand? So if we are able to meticulously, to conscientiously, and to scrupulously connect the dot, to be able to draw the shapes of their distortive tendencies, these people have nothing good to offer. So then, as a student, I'm aware of all these. I just mentioned everything that cultism, the parable thing, but you understand? They promote what I would call bewa easy. Easy. Let me add those words because they now fulfill the dictionary. Yeah, it's a dictionary. So by grace of God, I have gone through some level of intellectual rebranding that I should be able by now constitutes contributes to knowledge, right? So why not add some Benin, LMA? Why is all those kind of words? Understand? So in all, like I mentioned, the university is a micropuzzle of the society. There we have both the noble, they're like a theater of the noble and the ignoble, as a pity in their character. You understand? Sure. So and it plays where both the visionary and the curious species are content or dominant.
So you have said a lot. In fact, some I understood, some I don't understand. I hope our guests, our audience, they're able to understand everything you have said. But you have actually sounded so intelligent and intellectual. And your words are super califragilisticexpialidocious.
Wow.
Okay, so
Wow.
now,
Wow.
as I speak to,
Wow.
so
That was good.
I understand that in school environments, we have these tendencies of young persons, especially male folks, wanting to go associate themselves with these groups. So I'm very sure that there are reasons why they were going to do this. There are baits that this group use on them to bring them in, to lure them in, to romance them in. So what would you classify to be these reasons that have excited some of these young persons to go associate themselves with cult groups? Is it hunger?
Okay.
Or is it a quest for academic excellence?
There are very many, right? There are very many, but the greatest of them all is the promise for power and influence. Promise for power and influence. They believe once they belong, they become popular, they can intimidate, they can victimize people. You see, they forget that the power they are talking about is shallow and a kind of a hollow power, a phantom, an illusion that is tantamount to obnoxious debacle. Right?
What does that mean, Lao?
My brother, you actually go buy the dictionary. You go buy the dictionary, I bet. You go buy the dictionary. I go buy the dictionary. Okay. Let me take it down, right? Let me take it down. What I'm saying is that that power that is so that is making them wanting to join is not really there. They don't have it.
It's a pseudo.
Yeah, because it's a clandestine kind of power. What you cannot exhibit is a public. You understand? Unconventional power. Let me put it like that. Unconventional power, something that you cannot be proud of. If you see police now, your base is that power. You understand? So to me then, I rather cling to the power of a genuine, legitimate power from the people that is that emanated from a genuine trust, right? A power of a kind of magnitude of integrity, right? So another reason is the fact that some of them were intimidated before, right? They were intimidated, they want to fight back. Some of them have been victimized, they want to fight back.
Some of them, their girlfriend were collected from.
Things like that. I have so many stories to tell you. If I have so many, in fact, my classmates, if we have to be telling you stories, we will not live here. My classmate, while we were in final year, what happened was that a court is set him up.
No, yeah.
Then, because what they used to do when they are hungry, they just release their babes. Their babes, they all dress half naked, very sexy. Understand? So, an innocent person we just called. That was what my classmate did. I don't want to call his name. So, he just called the girl. The girl obliged. After so much talk, later the girl promised to go to his house later. So when she got there, just few minutes later, some group of guys just banding, started beating my guy, brought up knife, they forced him out of the room to an uncompleted building, withdrew everything
from his account.
Yes, from his account, and took his laptops. I called these guys. Because I happen to know one of them. He happened to know one of them. So I have the person's number because then I was already in final year. As at that time, already like so close to, especially their guys. You understand?
Was that an advantage for you?
It was also an advantage.
Proximity with their.
Yeah, because anybody misbehave like this, I don't call person. I just call person like this. He will sit you down where. Understand? There were times when my tenant don't want to pay because he caught I see the man, he follow. So what I did. Understand? Things like that. So as I was saying, I called that guy. He stopped his guns. He was trying to prove stubborn. The guy that I taught in 200 level, he was a class rep. These are me. You understand? So at the end, that even led to his suspension. So he now brought some of his guys. They started begging. He paid part of the money. I don't know if the guy later graduated or not, but that was just by the way. There were so many instances. So I was talking about the instance where a candidate was kidnapped.
Yeah.
He was kidnapped. Then I called the CSO. I called the head of intelligence. At that level, I was having these people's contact already. So they all came and were able to catch one of them. Do you know that this guy brought some guys to my faculty? I want to tell one of the advantages that I also had then. So when he brought those guys, the first person that just saw me, my leader, you say, you mad? That guy almost fought him. When I say, yeah, no gay. You understand? You understand that kind of So that also hurt me. So in summary, it's also good to participate in politics. Politics, you get level, you understand?
Thank you. That
Level D, not cast out D, level D, get why? This mainstream politics, we play it later. We just want to gather kudi, you understand? And don't also tell anybody.
no problem now, man. But they will hear.
Okay.
So good. He said there's advantage when you play politics and all of this. Now, while you were contesting one position to the other, getting one appointment from one office to the other, were there no influence? Like, what was a practical scenario whereby somebody called you? Was there anything like that? Say, come join us before we give you the kind of power when you deserve, when you need. Was there any instance like that at all?
What saved me, like I said, I was in that school for
8 years.
Almost 8 years, right? So at the time I was not playing politics, when I was there before that, I stopped telling I didn't play politics. At the time I was not playing politics, those in final year were like mindsets, so the rest were just junior to me. So first of all, I already used to the environment. I was almost like an indigene already of a Kosudi. Understand? None of them, even during my presidency, they used to meet my opponents. We need to come and take us out, man. I never settled any cultists. I never did that because they could not even come to me. Even their guys were very close. Understand? We used to, so there was nothing like maybe they want to intimidate me, but they were intimidating others. So one of the things that helped me was the fact that I was like a Baba Egbe. Understand? Benin, Agbalagba, a Baba Atijo. There are some like so I was like the Ojo wearing Uniben. You understand? Let me put it like that at that time. So that actually also helped me a lot.
Okay, good. Let me get this perspective from you. In all of these, your actions, because we are advocating right now and making people know that cultism is bad. That is what we're standing for. In all of these, your actions, were there any instance as well where you rebuked cultism, where you prosecuted cultists that you knew? Because I can hear you now say, I know the leader, I know this one. Were there no instance for you to say, this is a cultist, let us get him out of this system? Were there no instance like that where you took action to see how you can clear this people out of the system?
Only those that try to kind of intimidate a fellow student. Maybe I try to orient the person and the person talk to his or her gun. Those that were extremely stubborn. Otherwise, I didn't have.
Do you mean gun literally?
Talk to their guns. Like that man. Like even though you nod your head against a grill call, nothing will happen. And those set of people, we had some. I even arrested few then. But I was just having some kind of courage like that. That even means sometimes we just go to I won't say this here. I say, I mean, they did this kind of thing. But this spirit was already in me, already a very dogged and rugged person. Up to this very moment, I don't fear of a foul, not dare you. Because I know that the last journey, we are just here. Here is a transit aboard. Understand? At the end, everybody will go to Papa house. Here not be a Papa house. So that is just it, my brother.
So it's all good. Because of time, you have said a lot of things, and if not for anything, audience out there, they will learn new words, they will learn new sentence construction, new parable, new adage, new phrase from everything you have said. It has been a quite insightful section with you. So wanting to leave this episode right now, what would be a final comment you want to let the audience know in terms of cultism and the negative impact? What would just be that one closing parting word that you want to hear, make the audience hear?
Okay, first of all, just like the Benin man will say, the same way cultism, there's no biomissy. The same way, cultism, there's nothing good that will come out of it.
Synonymous to Okwemose.
Okwemose. So many people's life have been short-lived. Understand? Bright futures, I've seen so many instances, people were close to me, just die like that. So please, it's a very dangerous adventure. And for those who still keep intimidating, for those who still keep commenting, causing all kind of insecurity here and there, may the specter of illegitimacy and bastardy hang on their heads by the sword of Damocles. That's all I have to say. But for those who wish to change, who wish to retrace their steps, they should do so. It will help them. You understand? Because these people you are killing, they have people that depend on them.
True, families, lot of.
Ògùn náà gbé yóò fẹ́ ẹ̀rọ orí ọ̀nì ìrẹ̀ èjì ẹ̀ oko. Àpàwé tọrọ orí ọ̀ntọ̀ra sí yíyan ìyàgbọ̀n. Àpàwé tọrọ orí ọ̀ntọ̀ra gèlè sí yíyan ìyàgbọ̀n. Ew! You understand? So my brother, my interlocutor, I appreciate you. Interlocutor. I greet you, sir.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, our viewers, for joining us on this episode. And like I said, we had Imade Endurance on this episode. He had believable. He had given us insight, perspective to this topic of cultism, and also the negative part of the whole thing, why you should not engage in it. If you have been in this group, as the case may be, there is still room for you to repent. Do the needful, look for where you can do your renouncement and all that, because cultism is not the way to go. It is not the way for our society to grow. So we're going to see you on the next episode, and I remain Stuart Osazua. Thank you.